Ravens fans, let's go. Lamar Jackson made it back this week to OTAs. The team overall, everybody just feels like a different energy inside the facility going into the 2026 season. Lamar Jackson speaking about the offseason changes, him talking about a breath of fresh air, the coaching changes when it comes to the offensive coordinator and even the head coach, just the changes when it comes to that. You can just tell that this team is just, the whole vibe, the energy, everything is just different right now going into the 2026 season. I just want them to put all the missing pieces to the puzzle so we can go ahead and form this team and make it to the Super Bowl and get to that big dance this year. Now, Lamar returning to OTAs, that means a lot because, he is the franchise quarterback, and we all know what that means when it comes to being a franchise quarterback and you being fully engaged in off-season workouts. That sets the tone for the entire team. Guys like Roquan Smith, another leader on the team, Marlon Humphrey, that's another leader on the team. That, those guys being in the building, that sets the tone all around when it comes to even the rookies coming in. Them seeing these guys, just how they go about their routine throughout the day, how they go about training throughout the day in the weight room, how they go about, just running their drills throughout the day at practice, getting through practice, how they stay hydrated, all those things matter. So Lamar being back in the building, that just sets the tone because that is your franchise guy and he is the franchise quarterback, so that sets the tone, man. And honestly, the Ravens have changed. They made changes this offseason. You got young players competing, us bringing in new players in the free agent. We still may sign some more guys from the free agent. Hopefully we get A.J. Brown. And we can see that Steve Bisciotti, he made a great point in the offseason, just making that first change with John Harbaugh. We can see that this change and just the refreshness in the building. We can see a difference in the guys and how they're approaching, practice, them talking at the podium after practice, just how they feel about just, the breath of fresh air and just, just having a new regime, a new coaching staff in the building. Everything is just brand new and the guys are loving it. Now, another major storyline that was asked was Lamar Jackson contract, and he knew that was going to be brought up to him at the podium. He was trying to prepare, a few days or just trying to prepare before the question even popped up about the whole contract extension. What's his thoughts on it? Do he see himself, signing a long term, before the season start, or based on some things that was leaked. I guess he was asking for a fully guaranteed contract. He was asking about that as well. And Lamar, he gave pretty much, the generic answers like things will be handled privately. He doesn't want to talk about it. And if it don't get done right now in the offseason, he's not going to talk about it throughout the season. He rather just stay locked in like he always does throughout the season. When it comes to contract talks, he don't want to be distracted by just talking about the contract, trying to get that done. No, he'd rather just do it in the off season, or if it doesn't get done, he'd rather wait till after the season is done. They gonna get a contract done. We know that Lamar is gonna be here, long term. He's gonna be here to the day he retires, hopefully. Based on Steve Bisciotti, how he feels about Lamar performance, going into the later years. But honestly, I see him right now just retiring, being a Baltimore Raven for life, and just gonna be a legend. So as far as contract talks, Lamar, he's not worrying about it. He's worrying about, getting the grasp of this new coaching staff, getting the grasp of the new offensive coordinator, just getting used to the new plays, the new strategies, the new players. Everybody's coming back different. Everybody's coming back, with more speed. We got some big, tall guys. Jacoby Lane, he's a big guy. Now let's think about this from a football perspective. Lamar Jackson, when he's confident, when he's comfortable, when he's focused, this Ravens offense could be one of the hardest offenses to stop in football. We all know that because we got Derrick Henry, we got Rashad Bateman, we got Zay Flowers, we got Mark Andrews, got Devontae Walker. We brought in guys like Elijah Surratt, the rookie, Jacoby Lane. We also brought in another rookie, Adam Randall. He's another guy that came from Clemson. He may be in the third string or fourth string on the roster, but he can possibly compete for that third string on the roster. We also got Justice Hill as well. We're looking at these different guys that's on the team, coming into this new system, and Lamar Jackson being focused like this offense is gonna be unstoppable. Only thing we gotta get together is that offensive line. That's the only thing I'm worried about is the offensive line. And also when it comes to even the center, you know, he's getting the snap count right when it comes to Lamar, because we did lose Lindenbaum in the free agency. He went to the Raiders. Congrats to him, but you know, just us, we had to start off fresh with a whole new center. Lamar starting off fresh with a whole new center. I believe one of the reporters asked him about that. I forgot what he said about it, but you know, he's confident that the centers that we have, they go get the snap count. You know, they go get that stuff correct. You know, they go get used to how Lamar wants the ball snap. You know, where he likes to place that. You know, for us to be able to get down the field. You know, to get those no huddle plays. Down the field, even the 2-minute offense, you know, if we got to get down the field and score at the end of the game, you know, those things when it comes to snapping the ball and the snap count and properly snapping the ball to Lamar, we won't have to worry about those things. So, like I said, the biggest thing when it comes to the offensive line would be center and guard. We did pick up a guard in the draft. I'm not too worried about the rookie. Now, we also did sign another free agent. I forgot his name. Let me look him up real fast. John Simpson, that's his name, John Simpson. So we did break him back, John Simpson. So he you know, we brought him back. I do have confidence in John Simpson as well. So the biggest thing right now would be center and right tackle. Maybe guard, not too worried about it. Maybe guard with John Simpson, but for a fact, center and right tackle, you know, Roger Rosengarten, you know, he was having issues last year when it came to, you know, speed rushers getting around him, beating him off the ball. So just that speed getting around him and the strength of all those defensive ends and outside linebackers, they was dominating him last year. So that'll be my only worry would be right tackle and center. Not too much on guard, a little bit, but not too much on guard. But definitely center and right tackle. We gotta be able to build a great wall around Lamar Jackson and protect him throughout the season. Now, when you combine, you know, Lamar Jackson's mindset, you know, the refreshment and the atmosphere when it comes to, you know, inside the facility, the new offense additions that he has around him when it comes to the offensive line, you know, the new wide receivers that we brought in from the draft. Hopefully we can get another wide receiver from the free agent. Hopefully we get A.J. Brown. But when you combine all those things, you know, Baltimore is really already locking in to compete for a Super Bowl. They already locked in for that. And honestly, me just seeing all the energy that's in the building, you know, just seeing the players and how they talk and how everybody just pretty much just vibing together, we could definitely can compete for a Super Bowl this year. We just gotta fix a few more things when it comes to the offensive line and possibly, you know, pass rushing, but we do have that under control. But definitely offensive line, we can get that down, man. The sky's the limit for this team, man. I really see us competing for a Super Bowl this year. So at the end of the day, Lamar Jackson returning to OTAs is bigger than just off-season workouts. It's about leadership, focus, and the direction of this football team. And right now, we can tell that the Ravens are really, really focused and they are locked in. And honestly, I love this about this team. I love that Lamar Jackson came in. You know, you could tell that how locked in he is, how happy he is. You know, just being around the guys, being with this new coaching staff. He's really, really locked in, man. So I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know how you feel about Lamar Jackson being back in the building. You know, how he felt about just dealing with the new coaching staff so far, having the new guys around him when it comes to this offense. You know, let me know your thoughts about this. Let me know how you feel about the Ravens season will play out. Do you think that this team is equipped to compete for a Super Bowl? Let me know. Like, share, subscribe. I appreciate all my viewers. I appreciate everyone watching the videos on GridIron Flock TV. I'm gonna continue to bring you more Ravens news daily and weekly. All right, yo.